Right, okay. Time for the next video. And yet, now that I'm here, something about this image feels off. There's something wrong with this, and yet I can't put my finger on what it is. The background, maybe? The background looks fine, everything's accounted for apart from the stuff we've had to pack away, but something definitely doesn't feel quite right here. You know what, give me a second and I'm gonna see what I can do. Wow, that's pretty different. Yes, before we begin, I want to say a quick thank you to everyone who wished me well with the recent house move. It's been a busy week, but we're mostly settled now, and I've begun work on constructing my new background and setup. I like it a fair bit, it's getting there slowly, especially this fancy neon sign that I've had sitting tucked away now for about 12 months or so in preparation for this day to finally come. This is all still a work in progress and is subject to change suddenly. So don't be surprised if you open a video one day and find something is different or something is missing or the entire room has been changed around. It's all part of the fun. But yeah, I appreciate your patience greatly in bearing with me, and while the old background served us very well for, what, 4.5 years almost, it was time to move on. However, while a new background is fun and all, that's not why we're here today. Today, we're going to be taking a first look at the brand new Bleach console game, Rebirth of Souls, revealed late last night during the Bandai Namco Summer Showcase event. Now, I haven't seen the trailer yet, I don't really know anything about the game outside of having seen people talking about it on the internet through osmosis, but taking a quick look at the transcript of the live chat that was rolling throughout the event tells me that really everyone was just there waiting for Bleach to show up, which is very heartening to see. And why wouldn't they be? We haven't had a new Bleach game, by which I mean a console game that's built from the ground up for console, since the 2011 PS3 exclusive Soul Resurrection. Sure, games like Bleach Brave Souls have made their way to console and in fact are still doing so, but I think this is what people have really been waiting for. So today I'm going to watch the trailer right here and now for the first time, reacting to it live with all of you, and then we'll dive into it a bit deeper. We'll probably have to watch the trailer again, maybe a couple of times, as we normally do with these kinds of things, as well as then take a look at the official website and the other supplementary materials surrounding it that have just been released alongside the game's announcement to see if we can't glean just about everything that they currently have to show. So without further ado, let's get started on this trailer for the first time. 2 minutes and 5 seconds, that's decently meaty, I'd say, for a reveal trailer of this kind. So let's see what Rebirth of Souls is all about. I am really excited for this. Seeing Bleach back on console in hopefully a big way is just a symbol of how much the series is having a resurgence right now. And that's really, that is very exciting. Right, here we go. Okay, starting things off with some melancholy, atmospheric shots of what I assume is Karakura Town. Kind of reminds me of the first episode of the 1,000-Year Blood War arc anime, to be honest. Oh, it's dubbed. That's nice. I wonder when this game is coming out. Maybe there's a release date. It's quite intense. It's pretty intense so far. I like that nighttime shot of Karakura Town. The backwards moon is generally a representation of Waco Mundo, so that's interesting. Fishbone D. So there's going to be some kind of story mode, perhaps? Interesting that Ichigo's not wearing his school uniform during that scene, that he normally is. I wonder if that means there are outfits? I've got to say, though, my immediate first impression is I think the visuals are very nice. I think it looks really good. Okay, a bunch of different characters. Grand Fisher, that's cool. So this is a kind of story mode. I have no idea what kind of game this is. Like a 3D action RPG or something like that would be great. I've said before that I'd love a Bleach Souls game. I don't think that's what this is. It mentioned white there. That's interesting. Yeah, I think these visuals are very nice. It reminds me a lot of Soul Resonance, the mobile game that's as of yet not to be, but hopefully it will happen in the future. Oh, okay, Ichigo versus Byakuya. I'm kind of surprised they're not using number 1 in the background here, but I like how this looks. So far, it seems to be mostly Agent of the Shinigami arc with some glimpses of the Soul Society. Actually, Kisuke was using Juzu Tsunagi right there, so maybe we're going all the way to the end of the Iranka arc. Cool. I think, oh, that's cool. White at the very end there. That's nice. Coming soon. Okay. The song was apparently called Start of Souls. Um, I mean, I'm probably going to be pretty easy to please, let's be honest. But I think that looks pretty cool. It's like I don't really know what I was expecting, and I'm just really happy to see Bleach back as a console game. I'll obviously be getting it day one, whenever that is. I think the visuals are very nice. We'll go through again. We'll watch it again, but this time we can stop and stuff like that. And afterwards we'll take a look at some of the information as well that's been released. I'm assuming it's coming out for more than just PlayStation. Interesting that it's coming out for PS4 as well, considering it's got the kind of anime cel-shaded look. I don't think it coming out on PS4 is as big of a deal, visually anyway, and it makes sense for it to come out on PS4, and there's still like 50 million people playing on it. I'll be getting it on PS5 though. I like this trailer. It's intense. I think it makes quite an impact. So this first bit with Fishbone D, then obviously this is from some kind of story mode. Presumably then we're going to go through like the Bleach story up until, I don't know. I mean, is it too much to ask for the 1,000-year Blood War arc? Because that's what I really want at the end of the day. Orihime, by the way, I think she's got accurate eye color. Her eye color is accurate to the source material. I think everything looks really, really nice. I mean, Rukia's using her Shikai, so presumably we're going to the Irankar arc at least. Like I said, Kisuke's using his ability he used against Aizen later on. Uryu looks really cool here. I love that. Chad is wearing his Waco Mundo outfit, but of course that's Byakuya defeating Ichigo at the very start. That's Ichigo and Zangetsu is of course against Kenpachi. I like this fight on top of Sokyoku Hill, looks cool. Is it like some kind of an arena fighter then, presumably? I mean, I've got no problem with that. I'm just very happy to see Bleach back on console, to be totally honest. And it looks really, really nice. I've got to say, I think the visuals look very polished. I don't know all this thing about soul, it keeps saying soul destruction. I don't know what that means. I like the logo. I think the logo is nice. I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited to have Bleach back on console. I'm very excited. I don't really know how else I'm supposed to be feeling, to be honest. I think the visuals are very nice. So let's have a quick speculative talk before we move on to the information. Character roster is obviously like probably the most important thing. I mean, I just want them to go as deep as possible with the characters, like bring in everyone. I'm kind of assuming there's no Fullbring arc, there's no 1,000-year Blood War arc. I think certainly if 1,000-year Blood War arc was in this game, it would have been in this trailer, which is a bit of a disappointment, but I guess there's always DLC. Yeah, no, this is cool. I'm actually very excited by this. Who's actually developing this game? Because Bandai Namco it says it's producing it. Ishimoto, the composer, I feel like I recognize that name as well, but it's just not coming to me. Now, that's interesting. So, on my third rewatch of the trailer, I have noticed that Orihime seems to be the only one of the main characters who doesn't get a name card. She must be playable. That would be a bit of an oversight if she wasn't, I think. I think that would actually be kind of disappointing. But then, I mean, like, no one else gets a name card, so... But it's weird that she would be the only one of the kind of main group not to get one. I like the Vizard Ichigo. That's cool to see. All right. No, that's cool. I'm excited. Let's move on. I can just keep watching this trailer. I love that shot of White at the end. That's very cool. Let's move on. So we've got the official website. Bring it up now. That key art is extremely good. That's really awesome. I feel like the series is back in such a big way, which is one of the most exciting things about this, to be honest. Right, so I believe this is the English version of the website. I think there is a Japanese one as well, which we'll look at in a sec. Developer Tamsoft Corporation. That is not a name that means anything to me. Let me have a quick look. Been around for a while. Okay. Well, they've done quite a lot of stuff, but I mean, I can't really speak to their quality, unfortunately. Oh, it just told me right there that it's coming to Xbox as well. Oh, yeah, there you go. PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Series X, Series S, and PC. No Switch. Maybe Switch 2 in the future. But yeah, no, that's exciting. I'll be getting it on PS5. I don't think this screenshot of Ichigo versus Renji is the best one they could have picked, but the Bankai Ichigo looks very good. That's very cool. So let's have a quick read. Local multiplayer, 1 to 2 players. Online, 1 to 2 players. That's good. Online is obviously expected, I would say. Local multiplayer, though, that's really nice to see. No release date. I wonder if that's out this year. Probably not. So it could be. It absolutely could be. Let's have a look. What we got here? Awaken the blade within you and reverse your fate in Bleach Rebirth of Souls. Engage in thrilling battles with powerful sword abilities and characters from this legendary anime franchise. I do wonder how many characters will be in it. Like, I just hope for as many as possible. Take advantage of each character's unique abilities and command the flow of battle to find an opening that spells defeat for your enemies. In Bleach Rebirth of Souls, a single strike can spell defeat for you or your opponent. Interesting. The more desperate the situation, the more powerful you become. Overturn the tide of battle and unlock new forms and new blades to bring victory from the edge of defeat. So is that kind of going to be the game's unique selling point, maybe? That'd be kind of cool if your character can, like, evolve and upgrade in the midst of battle. So, like, Ichigo, for example, you can go bankai after a certain point in the fight. You can activate his hollow mask after a certain point in the fight. But then wouldn't that leave characters like Chad out in the lurch somewhat who can't do that sort of thing? A single strike can spell defeat. That's interesting. Where it says the more desperate the situation, the more powerful you become, I wonder if that is referring to how in the trailer it keeps saying things like... I think because I'm presuming some of these are obviously cutscene visuals, I think they look really nice. Really nice. There's... Oh, there you go, like Soul Destruction 2. I assume that kind of means when you get kind of maybe to like level up or something or upgrade in the midst of a battle. I have absolutely no idea. Soul Destruction 3? That's kind of what I'm... Basically, this is just very much an early kind of guesswork on my opinion, but I'm assuming as you fight, you achieve those soul destructions, or maybe your soul is destroyed and that forces some kind of transformation or something to keep the fight going. I've got no idea. Absolutely no idea. I'm just speculating completely here. But, you know, that could be the USP. That could be quite an interesting twist on the more standard fighter, perhaps. Yeah, I'm very excited. I think it looks really nice. I think it looks really polished. I think it looks like they've done a great job, especially with the character visuals. Like I said, I think I mentioned a minute ago, it does remind me, the art style, it reminds me of Soul Resonance, you know, that mobile game that was supposed to be happening, but ostensibly doesn't seem like it's going to, at least not currently anyway. They were going specifically for a vibe that recaptured the look of the Thousand Year Blood War arc anime, but using that to retell the old story. That seems to be very similar to what this is as well. If we just switch over to the Japanese website just to see if there's anything different here. Okay, yeah, so like we've got some unique artwork. Yeah, there you go, like new artwork for Rukia, new artwork for Ichigo. This is gonna sound probably kind of sad, but one of the things I'm absolutely the most excited for is to see their take on the new artwork, is to see new artwork for the characters. It just seems like it's only those two for now. But again, going back to Soul Resonance, one of the things I really loved about it was each character had new, unique artwork, you know, created from the ground up for the game. So it's always cool to see the characters in a new way like this. And again, now this website's just been translated by Google, but again, it says here, Bleach-esque one-hit kill action and reversal battles that turn extreme situations around. And there seems to be, yeah, the shot of the Soul Destruction 2 thing going on. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be... I've just moved over to the concept page. Unique swordplay action. That does seem like it's going to be the kind of unique selling point. What's going on with Karakura Town in this screenshot right here? Rukia, okay, first of all, this screenshot is telling us a little bit already. So there's Karakura Town's looking kind of freaky for some reason. It's gone all green. The characters appear to be standing on the sky, which implies some kind of flight mechanic. And also Rukia is using Byakurai. So there's Kido involved as well. One last thing too is that she appears to be holding the sealed version of her Zanpakuto. So again, going back to this idea of a unique selling point, it says right here, use the character-specific strengthening actions to disrupt your opponent's battle style and cut them down. So I'm assuming, depending on who you pick, as you move through the fight over time, their abilities will upgrade. Like Rukia will be able to activate Soden no Shirayuki at some point, and you'll get some fancy cutscene where she does it. That kind of thing could be really, really cool, and a great way of emulating the dynamic flow of a Bleach battle. The whole idea of Bleach featuring dramatic one-hit kill action, I'm not really entirely sure what that means, because, I mean, one-hit kills aren't that much of a thing in Bleach, really. They're generally reserved for very select characters. That now or never thing that shows up on the screen, presumably that will be when you use your finisher or something like that. Looks really cool, though. I love how that looks. Very, very stylish again, like I said. Yeah, I do kind of wonder, like, how things like... Oh, there you go, there you go. Unsurprisingly, the website's telling me everything I need to know. As characters undergo awakening, Shikai, Bankai, sword release, etc., their actions evolve, and their life-destroying attacks become more powerful. A reversal action that will turn around a desperate situation and keep you on your toes until the very last moment. So how does that work, then, for characters like... Well, actually, no. I was going to say, how does it work for characters like Chad? But Chad could start with his basic arm that he has in the Agent of the Shinigami arc, and then he would get his shield arm, then he would get his Diablo arm. I've just done the wrong arms, I know. That's the Diablo arm. Yeah, that would work for him. So maybe then... And so, like, Uryu then would presumably upgrade his bow as time went on, so that does make me wonder if they couldn't find a way to make Orihime work. I'm only speculating, but it is weird that out of all the main cast, she didn't get her own splash card. I'm very excited, though. I am very excited to see who is going to be in the game. That's the main thing I'm looking forward to. It's a little bit like Smash Brothers. You know, that is the main thing I'm most excited about when that game comes around, is seeing who's new, like everyone is basically. But yeah, very excited to see who they pick for the game. The new Bleach game soundtrack, including multiple vocal songs, that's pretty cool, by Takaharu Ishimoto, who has worked on the music of many classic games, will add colour to the battles in this work. This is awesome. I'm very excited. As we scroll down, the story, I mean, that shot of Urahara rescuing Ichigo, looking down at him, obviously is iconic and looks great. Yeah, I think it looks fantastic. I know I've just basically kind of gushed about how I think it looks, but I'm very impressed, I've got to be honest. Let's just go quickly here on the Steam page. They've got a bunch of screenshots. Let's have a quick look there. I think the visuals are very, very nice. I've got to be honest with you. I'm super impressed. Like, that looks great. The characters look really nice. The character models look excellent. That looks really... Yeah, it just looks great. I'm curious about what's going on with Karakura Town in that shot, but yeah, I'm very optimistic. So the last kind of thing is... I'm just going to have a quick look at this Reddit post. Bleach News, Bleach Rebirth of Souls video game announced. Uploaded by... I think somebody called Dat Bankai, which is nice and appropriate. There you go. So immediately, the first person on here pretty much is concerned that there's not going to be a playable Orihime. That did come to me as well. Like, it's really weird that Ichigo, Rukia, Chad, and Uryu each get one. Renji didn't, though, either, to be fair. So, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be playable. Xanius has posted some information from the website. I think that's what we mostly just looked at. I'm very excited about the idea of characters changing and evolving as the fight plays out. That's going to be awesome. Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. Everyone seems to be mostly pretty excited. Some people are complaining about it being an arena fighter. I mean, I'm assuming I haven't played enough of these games to know why people are not liking that, because it looks all right to me. I'm not that fussed. My main thing with this is, I hope the game is good, but regardless, we probably, unless it's absolutely terrible, we should try and support it anyway. Because I want more Bleach games on console. This feels very exciting, very refreshing to finally see the series that we love so much getting the kind of attention it deserves. Maybe the mechanics will be simplistic, maybe they'll be surface level in terms of their depth, I don't know. I'm not really a fighting game aficionado. My favourite fighting game is Smash, so I'm coming at this from the perspective of a Bleach fan, mostly. But I think the visuals look lovely. I think it looks very, very nice. It looks very faithful. Apart from some interesting things like Ichigo not wearing his school uniform during that first scene with Fishbone D. Makes me wonder if there are skins or something like that. I don't know. Somebody's saying here that for those curious, they mentioned during the stream that this game will feature the Soul Society and Arankar arcs. So no Thousand Year Blood War stuff. Man, it does kind of feel like, I know we haven't had a Bleach console game, wow, actually, since before the Thousand Year Blood War arc came out in the source material. That's kind of bonkers to think about. But it does kind of feel like Bleach games, Bleach merch, Bleach material in general has always kind of just been stuck around the end of the Arankar arc. So I would love to see a major game that's in the spotlight finally push into the Thousand Year Blood War arc territory. But like I said, considering the anime is such a big deal at the moment, if it was in the game, it would have been in the trailer. So yeah, I'm very, very excited. That's really all I have to say on it right now. I think I'll be keeping an eye on it, and I will absolutely be getting the game when it comes out on PS5, probably day one, I imagine. Yeah, I'm super, super excited. I can't wait to see who else is in it. Obviously, this is very much the bare bones of characters so far. Cool to see characters like Yoruichi, cool to see Kisuke, and that's really about it. You know, there are no other captains apart from Byakuya. I think that's it so far. So they're keeping it close to their chest, but I'm very hopeful there's going to be an absolute smorgasbord of some of the most popular characters, and hopefully some characters that aren't that popular in the series as well. Really, like, what is the reasoning behind not just including virtually everyone? Like, you know, I expect to see, right, so before we end, let's talk briefly about character roster, because that is the biggest thing here. So we're doing Agent of the Shinigami arc, the Soul Society arc, and the entirety of the Rancor arc, apparently. So, and considering Kisuke is using Juzu Tsunagi, I think that's pretty obvious. Most of the characters that I want to see in the game, I imagine, will be. Like, there's no chance that... I would expect every captain to be playable. I would expect every Espada to be playable. And then after that, that's kind of no man's land. The vice captains is probably where it's the iffiest. Like, I'm not expecting characters like... I know they get dunked on a lot, but I'm not expecting characters like Iba or Isane to be playable as much as I would like them to be. But really, like, the vast majority of vice captains should be in the game. Omaida, Izuru, Hinamori, so characters like Nanao, I'd like to see it. I don't know if she would be. Hisagi will obviously be there. Matsumoto should be there. Yachiru potentially could be there, I think. Maybe Nemu, again, that's a difficult one. Kaien would be cool to see. I basically want every character that's possible to be in the game. Like, I would love some... I mean, I guess you'd call them deep cuts, but I wouldn't necessarily. Like Rudborn, for example. That's a character that I would love to see playable in this game, with the ability to use Arbol, with the ability to use Caravras. All that sort of thing would be so awesome. And that's the kind of thing where I'm like, are they going to go that deep? Bleach's character cast is so rich and so diverse and so interesting that they really would be foolish not to pull from everywhere. So... yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see, but I'm very, very excited to see more. That's everything, I think, really on Bleach Rebirth of Souls, coming to PS5, PS4, Xbox Series consoles, and PC at some point in the indeterminable future. But that's it, guys. Let me know in the comments below, how are you feeling about this? The first Bleach console game built from the ground up for console. Very, very exciting stuff. I'd love to hear all of your thoughts down in the comments below. And let me know as well, which character are you most hoping makes it into the game that may or may not. So no one who's totally obviously going to be there. Like I said earlier, someone like Rudborn I would love to see, but I'm a little on the fence if he'll actually make it in or not. Alright guys, but that's it from me this time again. I really hope you enjoyed the video. As always, let me know in the comments below what you think of the game. Are you going to pick it up? Are you excited for it? All of that, do please let me know. And as always, I want to end the video by saying a massive thank you and giving a huge shout out to my wonderful supporters over on Patreon. I really do appreciate each and every one of you so very much, and could not do this without your support. If you like what I do here on YouTube and you want to support me and the channel as well, you can do so for as little as $1 a month. Doing that will get your name in the credits like this, and for $2 you can get every single video I release absolutely ad-free. Alright guys, but until next time, I'll catch you later, and I'll see you then. I'm still not used to all of this.